Throughout history, some individuals have made extraordinary claims about their identities, going so far as to declare themselves the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. While these declarations often drew attention, they also brought about dramatic consequences, exposing the dangers of delusion, manipulation, and misplaced faith. Let's explore 8 such figures whose controversial claims shook their times and led to unforgettable outcomes. John Nichols Thom. In 1834, Cornish merchant and politician John Nichols Thom declared himself the savior of the world and the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. His self-proclaimed divine mission ended violently on May 31, 1838, when he was killed during a confrontation with government soldiers at the Battle of Bossenden Wood in Kent. Thom's story is a chilling example of how delusions of grandeur can lead to chaos and destruction. William Price, a Welsh neo-Druid, took eccentricity to new heights by claiming that 2 of his sons were reincarnations of Jesus Christ. While Price gained notoriety for his outlandish beliefs, his legacy is largely defined by his efforts to legalize cremation in the UK. His claims of divinity, however, remain a stark reminder of how spiritual delusions can cloud judgment. Arnold Potter. Arnold Potter, a schismatic Latter-day Saint leader, believed the spirit of Jesus Christ had entered his body, transforming him into Potter Christ, Son of the Living God. Tragically, his life ended when he attempted to ascend into heaven by jumping off a cliff, a fatal act driven by his delusions. His followers buried him, highlighting the tragic consequences of misplaced faith. Bahá'u'lláh. In the 19th century, Bahá'u'lláh emerged as a religious figure claiming to fulfill the prophecies of major world religions, including the second coming of Jesus. While he established the Bahá'í faith, his assertions of divinity sparked controversy among traditional religious groups. His claims serve as a stark reminder of the enduring tension between self-proclaimed prophets and established faiths. William W. Davies. William W. Davies led the Kingdom of Heaven, a religious group based in Walla Walla, Washington. He declared himself the Archangel Michael and went even further, proclaiming his infant son Arthur as the reincarnated Jesus Christ. Davies's second son was astonishingly declared to be God the Father. These bizarre proclamations highlight the dangers of unchecked spiritual delusions. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. In India, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad claimed to be the metaphorical second coming of Jesus and the awaited Mahdi. He founded the Ahmadiyya movement, presenting himself as a reformer of Islam. While his claims sparked division and controversy, they also serve as a reminder of how false messianic figures can manipulate spiritual and cultural narratives for their own purposes. Cyrus Teed. American physician Cyrus Teed declared himself to be the incarnation of Jesus Christ while promoting an extraordinary hollow earth theory. His vision of an inverted world with the universe contained inside an earth-shaped sphere gained a small following. Teed's story underscores how pseudoscience and delusions of grandeur can intertwine, leading followers astray. Browne. Browne, an American activist and leader of the Concise Army protest movement, claimed to be the partial reincarnation of Jesus Christ. His claim of divinity mixed with political activism shows how spiritual delusions can manifest in various spheres, including public protest, leaving a legacy of confusion and misplaced devotion. Abd Allahi al-Sihayni. In 1921, Sudanese leader Abd Allahi al-Sihayni proclaimed himself the reincarnation of Christ and rallied various ethnic groups, including the Masalit, Furs, Arabs, and Fulanis, against British colonial rule in Darfur. His movement resulted in the deaths of 41 British soldiers, and he was executed for his actions. His story underscores how grandiose claims can be weaponized in political struggles, often leading to devastating consequences. Manuel Herrick, an American politician nicknamed the Okie Jesus Congressman, Manuel Herrick claimed to be the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. His delusion and erratic behavior made him infamous, showing how political ambition can intertwine disastrously with self-aggrandizing spiritual claims. Krishna Venta. In post-war California, Krishna Venta claimed to be Christ and the leader of a convoy of beings from the extinct planet Neophrates. Founding the WKFL cult, He amassed followers but met a violent end in 1958 when disgruntled members, angered by his misuse of funds and personal betrayals, killed him in a bombing. His story epitomizes the destructive potential of unchecked cult leadership. Jim Jones. The infamous leader of the People's Temple, Jim Jones, claimed to be the reincarnation of Jesus, Buddha, and Lenin. His manipulation of followers culminated in the horrifying Jonestown Massacre of 1978, where over 900 people died in a mass murder-suicide. Jones's story remains a chilling example of how charismatic leaders can wield dangerous power over vulnerable communities. Marshall Applewhite. Marshall Applewhite, leader of the Heaven's Gate cult, declared himself to be Jesus Christ and convinced his followers that their souls could ascend to a spaceship hidden behind the Hale-Bopp comet. In 1997, this belief led to the mass suicide of 39 members. Applewhite's delusions reveal the devastating consequences of spiritual manipulation tied to apocalyptic narratives.
Shoko Asahara. Shoko Asahara, the leader of the Japanese Aum Shinrikyo cult, declared himself Christ and outlined doomsday prophecies that included a nuclear apocalypse. In 1995, his group carried out the deadly Tokyo subway sarin gas attack, killing 13 and injuring thousands. Asahara's descent into terrorism illustrates the catastrophic outcomes of religious fanaticism combined with unchecked power. David Koresh. As the leader of the Branch Davidians, David Koresh claimed to be the final prophet of Jesus Christ. His teachings and extreme lifestyle led to the infamous Waco siege in 1993, where a standoff with U.S. authorities ended in the deaths of 86 people, including Koresh. His story is a grim reminder of how manipulation and fanaticism can lead to tragedy. Closing thoughts. These individuals, though vastly different, share a common thread: grandiose claims that led to manipulation, exploitation, and often deadly consequences. Their stories serve as sobering reminders of the dangers posed by self-proclaimed messianic figures and the importance of questioning extraordinary claims. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the extraordinary and sometimes chilling stories from history.